Shaquille O'Neal, and I love what Reggie said, and so we're gonna let him pop off to start it. But Shaquille O'Neal compared Anthony Edwards to the career of Jeremy Lin, and not directly, but indirectly. And I just think Shaq, I get it. Like the job on TV is to make a sensational comment. They're really hard on the current players. You see a lot. I mean, Kevin Durant is constantly fighting with Barkley and Shaq every night now on Twitter. Every night he's making a comment about, I don't care what they say. Like clearly they want me to go play with like five dudes that they never played high school basketball before. And that's the only way they're going to rectify or give me credit for winning the championship. So at this point, I don't care. Screw them. I'm going to go play with Devin Booker. But he made a comment about Anthony Edwards, and we have to talk about that. But before we do, we have a word from our sponsors.
Built Bar, a delicious treat without the fat and calories. You gotta try Built Bars. They are healthy and tasty. That's an amazing combo. They're covered in 100% real chocolate, and they have unbelievable flavors. Brownie batter, churro, peanut butter brownie, coconut almond. Only 4 grams of sugar, but they pack 17 grams of protein into Built Bars. I don't know how they do it, but they figure it out and they nail it every single time. You can get Built Bars now in store at Walmart or Sam's Club. Go to the pharmacy section, get the 4-bar box or the 13-bar box. You can also order Built Bars online at Built.com with the promo code LOCKEDON15 for 15% off. Go buy some Built Bars today.
And Locked On Sports Minnesota is a proud partner and a supporter with Care 11. Go to care11.com/locked on to get all of our videos, all of our shows, and also on Twitter. Care 11 loves to retweet the good stuff, so make sure you follow them on Twitter as well. Just head to Twitter, search Care 11, and you'll see a lot of the Locked On stuff as well on there. Well, we got to jump into this one with Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Edwards. Never thought I'd put those two in the same sentence, but they're in the same sentence. I'm going to start with you, Reggie. Shaquille O'Neal's comment was, you have to do this every year. One hot season doesn't make you a legend. Doesn't make you a great. You got to do it every year. And then he said, yeah, because remember Jeremy Lin had that hot season, which he did. And he's like, and where is he at now? We're not even talking about him anymore. So Shaquille O'Neal is just saying, he's not saying Anthony Edwards is Jeremy Lin. He's just saying, don't have a Jeremy Lin type of career. Do this every year. Do this every night. Dominate. And you'll be one of the greats. But for Anthony Edwards to do that, he has to dominate every night. The team has to win. Wins matter. If you play on a losing team every year and you score points, you can't be considered one of the greats. And so I start with you, Reggie. What are your thoughts on Shaq?
He could have picked anybody else. And he goes, Jeremy Lin.
Linsanity.
Okay, so here's why he's just totally off base here. Jeremy Lin came to prominence in 2011 after having been overseas in China playing basketball. He didn't get drafted out of Harvard. Like, that was his thing. Anthony Edwards was a top draft pick in 2020 draft. Like, you can't compare the two. Jeremy Lin had a 26-game stretch that was just outrageous. But then after that, he really wasn't much. Like, in terms of being a great guy, like, he didn't have the expectations that Anthony Edwards had coming out, where he was a number 1 overall draft pick and expected to be the leader of the franchise. You look at Anthony Edwards' stats. Rookie season, 19.3 points a game. Last year, 21.3 points a game. This year, an all-star, averaging nearly 25 points a game. He's been leading the Wolves without Cat for the last 30-plus games. How do you even fix your face to compare the two guys? I think that just seemed like that was top of mind to him. Like, oh, a dude who was good and then he wasn't. Jeremy Lin. It's like, what? Like, Shaq, tell me you don't watch hoops without telling me you don't watch hoops, as a person who is sitting on TNT every week to talk about hoops. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Anthony Edwards, yes, there's a lot of pressure for him to dominate, as he would say all the time, but like, he's still a young player, a young ascending player, only in his 3rd year in the league. Cut him some slack. Don't compare him to Jeremy Lin. Can you think of somebody else to compare him to right now? Because his body of work is already crushing what Jeremy Lin did in his whole career.
Yeah, what you got, Sam?
Yeah, couldn't be more apples and oranges between the two. Jeremy Lin was a literal flash in the pan in New York when he came on the scene, and he had 1 month in February where he averaged something like 20 points a game, 4 rebounds, 8 assists for 1 month, right? But he was on 3 different teams in the NBA in his first 3 years. He was playing overseas, like Reggie said. Anthony Edwards is not some kind of enigma. I mean, he was good as a rookie. He was the second or first or best player maybe on last year's playoff team.
Yep.
So it's not as if he's been doing nothing and is suddenly doing something. He's played 208 games in his career, and he's averaging over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Like, this is not some new concept that he's suddenly a great player in this league. So Shaq is cuckoo. Like, he's losing it with this one.
What you got, Luke?
Yeah, not too much to add there. I mean, again, Reggie said it. He's playing at an all-star level. He was the number 1 overall pick for a reason. He's still one of the youngest players in the league. He's had 2 different presidents of operation his first 3 seasons. And I know whether it was D'Lo or Pat Bev or Ricky Rubio, now Conley, this front office is going to keep trying to do everything they can to just give Ant what they think he needs to keep getting better. And sometimes you're only as good as the players around you, but this is his team. He's the face of the franchise from here on out, for good or bad, and they just need to keep doing everything they can to just fast track his development as quickly as they can. And I do think out of all those point guards he's played with, I still think Conley is going to get the most out of him and help him become who we all know he can be, and that's a legitimate superstar in this league, night in and night out moving forward.
Yeah, and I go with this. I hate to say it. I get Shaq. I get it. Like, I understand exactly what he's saying. And Jeremy Lin probably was a bad name to use because Jeremy Lin didn't do anything for a full season. Like Sam said, he was a flash of like a month or 2 of Linsanity. And then after that, he used that to parlay a couple more pickups on different teams. And, he had a Nike deal for a little bit where they were selling Linsanity t-shirts. But yeah, like you can't put those 2 together because Anthony Edwards has not been doing it for just a month or 2. He's clearly good. He's clearly going to be a beast. He just has to be put in the right situation. But I will say, I get it. Like, he wants to see more. What can you do, young fella? Give me more. I want to see more. And that's what Shaq is asking, is like, I can't see a 40-point night and then a 12-point night and then a 50-point night and then a 12-point night. I think he wants, like, Anthony Edwards to kind of be Devin Booker. Like, be that guy. Go out and get it, young fella, every night. And I've said that, Sam. Anthony Edwards has to be the guy to go get it every night. And I think that's what Shaq's asking is, I know, because Shaq doesn't just talk about nobodies. He's going to talk about the guys that he knows he can push and the guys he's trying to, like, he wants to be a big brother on TV almost. And so it comes off wrong because it is on TV and it's not like a text message, but he wants those guys to be challenged and go out and be good. I think that's what they're doing for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is just sensitive. And so he gets mad every time they say something about him.